What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sure you guys are curious about the first thing that came to your mind. Goes, Casey, what is up with those sweet overalls? Well, let me tell you. The frame is ready to get power washed. And if you know anything about upstate New York, around January, we get this thing called snow. And it doesn't make the weather really ideal to power wash anything. But this has to get power washed because we are like 2 things away from getting this thing ready to start slinging tubes in this thing and start building the cage. So I'm going to do everything in my power to get to that point because that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to start building this cage because then you're going to really start seeing this thing evolve and become a truck instead of whatever this is. So that's really what the reason for the overalls is. This thing has to get power washed, get all this grime off of here, and clean it up, make it easier for me to work on. And it's time to get going on that. I mean, that's really what this video is about today. Another fun part of this is this whole frame. I'm gonna make it fit into my Trailblazer. Yeah, the old winter beater. We're gonna try to shove this thing in there. So you guys get to watch me struggle with that. Then we're gonna go power wash it and get this thing ready to start slinging tubes in this thing. After just like 2 more things, it's ready to go. So let's get going on that. Let's start power washing this thing in these little frozen temperatures because I'm not the smartest human being, but I love to get shit done. So let's go get this thing done. All right, the time has come. Trailblazer's in the garage a little bit, doors up, back seats are down, seats are as far as forward as they can go so I can still drive. Now, it's time to manhandle this frame up in there, and you guys get to enjoy this show. I can only stand around and look at it for so long, it's really time to just get at it. All right, and just like that, here to show you why Trailblazers are the most capable vehicle ever produced. Look at that. Register up the door closed, and we're ready to go power wash this thing. All right, so there you have it. This thing's all power washed. I'm soaking wet and cold, but got a lot of the heavy grease off. This thing is finally ready to start getting fitted for that back section of the front of the frame. You saw we just welded the top and the sides. There is a back of it that needs to be done as well, so I am going to get going on that here in probably the next day or so. I'm going to let that thing drip dry and go from there with it. So that's the plan, is to do the other, flip the frame over, do the back, get that all welded up, then the front of the frame is done, and then from there, we get this thing centered on the table, make sure everything's still level, and then I get to make some outriggers, bring the cab down, and I can start on the main hoop, and we can start putting a cage in this thing, and I'm super excited for that. This thing's gonna really start kind of snowballing here shortly, and I can't wait for that. But I don't know how long this video is yet. At this point in time, I'm still filming it. So I do want to introduce you guys to the Fairmont plan. As you know, or maybe you don't know, you're kind of new, I have a Ford Fairmont. It's a four-door. It's a turbo small block Ford. It has a 76 millimeter turbo on it. And right now it needs to go smaller. I need to put the 70 millimeter back on it. It's just more responsive and more efficient turbo for the engine size. It's a 306 small block Ford, and just the 76 is too big. The 76 is going to be really good when I go to an LS in that thing with some heads and things like that. And we're going to start really making some good power with that. And then that 76 will come back and be used on an LS setup in the Fairmont. So what I am doing in the next couple months is I have a 6-liter over there on that side of the shop, and Emily and I, as a collective group, are gonna start putting that 6-liter together. However, not for a turbo. We are gonna do a naturally aspirated, nasty little cam, good set of heads, good set of factory heads, good valve train, cam, intake, and I have a nitrous plate, and we are gonna get rowdy with it. I'm gonna do a little nitrous small block in that thing. Very, very inexpensive. The whole point of the Fairmont is cheap fun. This S10 is the expensive fun, but the Fairmont's just a street car. It's gonna be cheap fun. I want that, I'm gonna put a naturally aspirated LS in there and have a nitrous plate on top for fun. The thing's been 1102 at 120 with a turbo setup, so as long as we go faster than 1102, that LS is an improvement, and I don't think an 1102 is impossible at all. Honestly, I think with the nitrous, we can be low 10s, low to mid 10s with it, and still have a lot of reliable fun. So in the upcoming months, expect to see a new series on this of where we're going to start putting that LS together and get it ready for some nitrous. And then that way, when we do blow up that small block Ford that's in there, we have a backup plan. We're going to do a Turbo 350 with some good shafts, clutches, trans brake, and put that right behind the LS, slide that right in the Fairmont, and get ready to go. Have some fun with that. Hopefully that can be hopefully putting the motor in the Fairmont will be kind of next winter's project. This thing will be a roller, and I can put this thing in storage, build a motor for it while putting the LS in the Fairmont. Of course, we are jumping almost 360 days ahead of everything else, but that's the plan at least. We'll see what happens. We got some things in the works. Hopefully growing, as that's pretty much the goal here, but expect in the next few months to have a new build series of us putting together a little nasty small block LS for the Fairmont. We're going to spray that thing, have some fun with it, do some street things with it, and it's just going to be a fun street car like it's always been. That's the goal of it, nothing more, nothing less. It's always good. Just have a street car. Just have a street car. Build yourself a street car before you build yourself a race car. You'll thank yourself later, I promise. So be ready for that. And I know some of you Ford guys are like, man, why don't you keep the small block Ford in it? And it's just dollars. I can't make it work. It's just dollars at this point, and also I want to have I want to be able to have backup pieces and swap things in and out between the two cars. And this being a stock bottom end LS and the Fairmont being a stock bottom end LS, it's just going to work out way better. So I'm rambling. That's kind of our plans, where we're going. So I am going to let this thing drip dry, and then I'm going to fix the back of it, or, not fix it, but build the panels for the back of it, weld that back up. Then we're going to start building outriggers, start building a chassis for this thing. In the upcoming months, we're going to be putting together a 6-liter LS for the Fairmont, and even going to have some winter fun with the Fairmont coming here shortly. I got that in the works, so look forward to that. And on top of that, we have another interview happening. For me, it's this coming Saturday. You guys will see it a few days afterwards, so get ready, share, like, comment, subscribe. Any of that helps me out a ton. And we got a lot of good things lined up in the upcoming months. So let's get after it. Let's grow this thing. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day.